Hello to those of you that are watching after or whether you're here now. Thank you for joining us tonight. So we are talking about Mercury retrograde. So today here in Australia, it is the first day of Mercury retrograde. So it is September 27th and it will go through to I think it's around the 19th of October. So for those of you that aren't so aware of Mercury retrograde, Mercury kind of governs air, it governs our mental thought. It's connected to do with things of computers, things of communication. Hello to those of you just joining in now. So when we look to Mercury retrograde, it's really a period to be careful. Or I first should also say, Mercury retrograde means Mercury going backwards. So instead of the planet being forward and we're having clear communication and things that are kind of smooth sailing with understanding each other, or technology just working smoothly, it's a time where we experiences it governs speech. If you can hear, I'm tongue-tied. This is Mercury retrograde, classic example. So thank you for guides helping out with that one. But yeah, it's to do with breakdown of communications, misunderstanding. This is why it's not a good time to start something new. Hi, Greg. Hey, John. Hi, Ronnie. So yeah, it's a little bit of a time to be very careful if you're signing contracts or agreements, unless you've been in those or finishing things up from a long time. Hi, Joyce. Good to see you here. The other thing that we need to watch for is just general tech stuff. So for example, today, my first clients for the day were having a little bit of a tech issue, which is okay. It's Mercury retrograde. It happens to all of us. When I worked in salon and spa world, it would be Mercury retrograde where we would have the till not working, we would have the computer systems go down, appointment bookings go a little bit crazy. So try to be gentle on yourselves at the moment. These are the times where these difficult situations can happen. Hey, Cassandra. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through all of the signs tonight. So it is 7 p.m. pretty much here in Melbourne, Australia, for those of you joining us. Thank you to those of you that are up on the other side of the world. So the cards that I picked, I felt to pick an affirmation card to take us through these next couple of weeks. So generally we have a 2-week shadow period before and after. So some of you may have already been experiencing breakdown in communications. I know for me, when I go through Mercury retrograde, sometimes I'll withdraw, I'll go within, I may go into hermit mode a little bit and really touch in with what's real. It's also a chance to revisit things of the past and see what works, what doesn't work. It's a great time to reassess things, but not really to start new things. So we've got change, be prepared, and adventure is coming your way. Oh, there we go. So we've got that as one of our affirmation cards, and that is from this beautiful deck by Lorraine Anderson, Affirmations, Words of Inner Wisdom. So we've got that one here. And we also have one of the Lemurian deck tonight, this one, Beyond Lemuria by Izzy Ivy. And we have the card of Higher Heart Chakra. So what I was sensing before tuning in to this show is for a lot of the different signs, you're going to be experiencing elevated forms of love and upgraded versions of love. So it will be really revisiting different things of the past, what worked. This is very much about communication and connection. So be very careful for misunderstandings in general. But we've got Higher Heart Chakra, ecstatic bliss. And you can see these beautiful hummingbirds there. And this gorgeous pattern. How pretty is this? So for those of you watching, just feeling into this, and we will read what this means. So heart chakra. Let me just check this is the right one. Yep. So we have Higher Heart Chakra, ecstatic bliss, divine love, selflessness, spiritual. Thank you to those of you just joining. Nice to have our little soul family over here. Hey, Angelica. So it says, this is about compassion, oneness through heart-centered bliss, healing, gratitude, giving love, dharma, which is kind of like finding your path, finding your soul mission, living your purpose. Patience and joy. This card taps into the beautiful oneness we feel as we drop away to the edges of protective containers. And I really want everyone that's joining us here tonight, for those of you that have had a little bit of a stressful Mercury retrograde day, or have perhaps not had things go to plan, just have this time, this space to be able to drop that and be able to just come into the heart to experience that love and bliss for all of us coming together, because I really feel that here. Hey Anna, hey LeChat. Yeah, so really tap into the heart energy of everyone here, and I'm just sending you guys love too. So this card taps into the blissful oneness we feel as we drop away our edges and protective containers. This is a place where we feel held, seen, enough to flow into oneness, where the eternal part of me meets the eternal part of you. Funny, because we were just talking about love and connecting in. So this is the selfless state where our higher selves commune for illuminated perspective on how we share, gift, and lift others in joyful overflow. So really looking at the moment with this, sometimes the difficult period of Mercury retrograde, how can you be that joyful expression of love? How can you show patience, love, and compassion in this sometimes difficult time? So the message here is to restore, consider your life purpose by exploring what allows you to give joy. Theme: the ways you can bring joy to yourself and others, healing position, the thymus gland behind the sternum and a little bit above the heart. The color of this card is iridescent pink. So let's have a look. First, we're going to start with Capricorn. So this is Capricorn from today, which is September 27th up until about October 19th, which is the Mercury retrograde period. So Mercury moving backwards. So let's just ask for and remember, these are general messages. So this is a general message for Capricorn. So check your sun, moon, ascendant, maybe tag or send this to any Capricorns that you know out there. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So the energy that I feel with this, for those of you that follow me, you know that I love to do these cards face down because I love to feel in it and get a psychic impression first. So what I'm actually seeing for Capricorns at the moment, I'm seeing a crown. So this is the time to come back into, the word they're giving me is singularity. So I really feel to come back into, instead of like spreading yourself thin and trying to do a lot for everyone else, really come back into yourself. And I'm just seeing Susan said, yeah, Victoria, oh my gosh, Melbourne, energy is intense at the moment. I saw someone post that it hit like 80 hertz on the Schumann resonance scale as well. So we do have intense energy. So what we'll do, we'll flip this card for Capricorn, but I do feel this frequency of it's really important to kind of close out from other people, refocus, look at what you need to take yourself to that next stage. Hey, Damien. Hey, Capricorn. I'll flip this over. So yeah, look at this. We've got 7 of Cups. This is asking you to really tap into that empathy, to tap into the physical, the heart part of yourself. It's kind of a stormy, swampy energy, but the cups underneath have a beautiful perfection about them. There is Venus at the top here, and we also have Scorpio. So really dig deep, Capricorn, into what's perhaps unseen. What is it you've been hiding? Wash away this swampy energy of other people that have been dragging you down. So really look if there's a clean out you need to do with work, with friendship group. Also being careful of hasty decisions in Mercury retrograde, because we can tend to make like rash decisions. If it's something that you've been waiting to do for a while, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So we'll just get some clarifying cards to go with this. Sevens for me are kind of having faith in the unseen. So really, yeah, I can feel that, Damien. So really just tap into what it is that is important for you at the moment. Really like look at it in a tactful way. Oh, wow. Thank you for being up with us, Ronnie, 4 a.m. in Texas. So I'm just picking some cards to clarify that message for Capricorn. So we've got Prince of Wands. This is definitely a time to reconnect back to yourself on a spiritual level. It's a time to communicate clearly what it is that you're after. Really look into what's meeting your needs on an intellectual, spiritual level. This also might be a time for reconnecting with past lovers for you, Capricorn. So with Mercury retrograde, this is a common theme, is that blasts from the past, lovers tend to come up. Oh, it's 5 a.m. in Tennessee for you, Dennis. Hey, Stacey. So yeah, we've got Prince of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Lovers. So there may be that visit from lovers from the past. So really look at if that is a lesson that you have done and finished with. Thank you, Catherine. Or look at it if there is perhaps a chance to rekindle, but we want to make sure have people actually grown and elevated. We don't want to go back to anything that rehashes or brings up past traumas. Oh, hey, Carrie. Okay. Hi, Vinka. All right, so let's read for Taurus. So we're doing earth signs first. So these are general reads. Okay. And hello to some of you joining on Facebook. Some names I can see and some I can't. Oh, and this deck, I should say, I'll just go grab the box, is the Star Tarot. So this is one of my favorite decks. How beautiful is the artwork on this? By Kathy McClellan. So this is the other deck that I'm using tonight. So for our Taurus, as soon as I say Taurus, I'm seeing a lot of yellow. For a lot of Taurus, and there's a high pitch that comes in with this, you guys may be experiencing frequency things to do with the earth. And the earth, as we know in Victoria, we had the earthquake, may have not been an earthquake, but we are seeing different activity and different frequencies happening. So I feel like Taurus is also going through a shift and change with the vibrational frequencies that are coming onto the earth plane right now. So I'm seeing a lot of yellow to do with this. So this means to be very careful, look after stomach, look after digestive system at the moment for Tauruses out there. I'll just fill into this card. I'm also seeing like a little bit of red come up. So you may even be experiencing things that are associated with root chakra. So this might be increased sexual energy. It may even feel like a little bit of sexual frustration at times. There's a lot of energy to do with the root chakra. So what I mean by this is, let me just tune in and just get the message that they're saying. So sometimes with root chakra, it can be a little bit of survival issues. I'll flip this card over. We've got Princess of Cups coming in here. We see here that she brings this beautiful swan energy in from the higher realms. So this portion of the card. We also see the lotus, and we see there's a crystalline realm up here coming down, and there's on her dress, we've got the other crystals that are coming in that are really kind of grounding from that spiritual realm. So this is for Tauruses out there to be aware of this higher realm that's coming in, trying to help with the shifting and upgrade onto the physical. So pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to the innate wisdom that comes from your higher self. There may be a lot of distraction going on the physical. So let's just get some clarifying cards to go with this. There's medicine in this for you. It's there coming in from your higher self. You just need to listen to it at the moment. So the cards are, this is just confirming what I said. So we have the card of the Hierophant. So pay attention to the medicine coming in from higher self. Pay attention to spirit coming in. We see this beautiful, what looks to be a bear spirit. We've got the Taurus energy. You're showing up in your own card. We also have Four of Pentacles, which is about bringing something a little bit more solid, a little bit more grounded down onto the earth plane. We have Ace of Swords. So don't be afraid to, speak things into existence, to really look at that higher form of communication. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Let me just tune in and see what we have with Virgo. And I'm just seeing Mrs. Pan Pan. My cat has been crazy loving too. I really loved it because she's not normally like that. Yeah, it really feels that we're going through a big shift to do with the heart chakra of humanity at the moment. So there's a lot more compassion and understanding, but at the same time, we're also seeing the counterbalance of that with people really, struggling to have compassion. So a little bit of both sides. So this is for my beautiful Virgo. Again, I'm seeing like yellow come up with you, Virgos. You guys might be experiencing a little bit of this earth shift energy, being an earth sign too. Take yourself out of your head. I just heard that come through really clear with spirit. They're asking me to pick our 3 clarification cards before we even turn over. So let's have a look at what we have. All right, so we'll flip all of these over and look at this. We have the yellow come up that we were talking about. So 5 of Wands, we've got possibly like looking at the limitations that have been placed on us or what we've placed on ourselves, and really like tapping into a bigger part of leadership type energy. And how can we grow on a spiritual level? How can we get outside of perhaps like a little bit of a cage that we've popped ourselves in? So let's have a look when we flip these cards. And again, we have the Lovers card come up. So there's definitely a lot of love going on for a few of you at the moment in the different signs. We are going through heart chakra waves, as I said. So we can see this is a little bit about communication. The Lovers for me is more of like a Gemini twins type card, but we can see a higher power coming in to ordain and line up a couple of soulmates and twin flames at the moment. So this is really clear to pay attention to this sort of energy. This is the card of strife. Hey, Jerome. So with this, we want to make sure that we're operating at a level outside of our old fears, worries, and our old kind of paradigms. So really looking into, if old traumas are coming up, how can we move past this? How can we reach this higher form of love? With the Lovers, the 4 of Pentacles to bring down that solitude and that foundation. This is my power card in my other deck. So how can we build that foundation? It's also my card with the castle, which represents that that kind of like solidarity type feel and protection. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So for some of you Virgos, there's a really beautiful love when you get out of your head. There's something actually really solid. Some of you may be starting relationships that could possibly last a lifetime. So really exciting. You want to make sure that you're living your best life in terms of subconscious beliefs. Oh, happy birthday to your daughter, Ronnie. Okay, so we're going to have a look for Aries. We're moving on to fire signs. I just saw the Hierophant as I went to close my eyes. Okay, so what do we need for Aries during this period of time? Okay. So what I'm feeling for you, Aries, is some of you guys are going through what seems to be a bit of a shift. I feel you coming into your own magic and strength. There's perhaps a time to go into the deeper hidden mysteries over this Mercury retrograde period. So some of you may want to find a book on alchemy, on magic, on crystals, on transpersonal psychology or counseling, understanding chakras, understanding sacred geometry. These kinds of things at the moment I'm seeing open up, as well as natural earth magic. So looking into earth, air, fire, and water magic. How can you bring the elements through and use them for your best and highest good to manifest your outcomes and your desires that you wish? So let's flip that card. We've got Princess of Swords coming up for you, Aries. So this is to be careful to not get pulled into other people's drama, distraction. This is really go within, tap into your magic. Do not get distracted by people using sharp words or trying to pull you back into days of old. Really protect your hearts at the moment. And this is probably why it's good to be a little bit hidden. I'm just going to flip this over. So we've got 6 of Wands, we've got the 5 of Wands, and we've got Ace of Pentacles. So for me, there will be sort of like a spiritual emergence come out of hard times, but you may also feel a little bit unbalanced. It's like a spiritual emergence and then a lid, spiritual emergence and then a lid. And then we have Ace of Pentacles. This will birth something new. It's like you're going through this oscillation of like good, intense, good and intense. So we've got the 6 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and then the Ace of Pentacles. So that's what I have for you guys. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone joining us. It's so lovely to see quite a few familiar faces on here tonight. Okay, so moving on to Leo, which is my sign. So remember, this is also Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. So you can have a look in for each of your signs. or sun, moon, and rising, I should say. Okay. Let's have a look for Leo. Oh, Leo. So pure heart energy coming up for Leo. And I just saw a little bit of a roar. So we'll get these other cards. Ah, yay. And I didn't realize you were a Leo too. I'm sure we probably talked about that. So nice to know that you're a Leo. And there is a little bit of a difference with Leos, depending on like if you're a July Leo, if you're August Leo. The August Leos tend to be a little bit more out there, and the July Leos a little bit more calm. Depends on your rising and on your moon sign. No, you haven't missed out on Pisces yet, so stay tuned. We're just getting into fire sign, then we'll have air, then we'll have water. So for Leo, what I'm feeling at the moment is to really, I'm hearing the word exalted. Spirit wants you to look at exalted versions of your talents. What is your skill set? What are your talents? How can you utilize this? How can you action it? I'll flip this card over. Look at this. So I've got the card of alchemy, which is my card of art. This is magic. This is kind of mixing all of your skills and talents into the pot. But the thing that makes it happen is the magic of love. So we need to put our passion behind things. So if there's an idea or even something that you've been really feeling in your heart to take action on, this is a good time to get like the planning behind the scenes, to gather your information data, to do your research. Yay, we've got a Libra. I've got Libra moon. I love Libra. Okay, so for Leo, there may be a little bit of exiting happening for you over this Mercury retrograde period. There could be a couple of shifts, a couple of changes. I'm sending love to some of you guys that may be experiencing dramatic changes or foundations that are crumbling. I'm also hearing Spirit say that this might be some of the ideas of what you thought were where you were going towards future. I'm also hearing them say ideals. This is not putting your hopes, dreams, and ideals onto any one person. This is about investing in self for this period, is what I'm seeing. Hey, Michael. Hey, Topa. So we've got this beautiful card of the Tower. Now, out of the Tower, in my other deck, we also have the Hebrew letter of Peh, which is about not spilling your words. It's about treating your words as precious as gold. So Leo, really keeping some things to yourself this month if you're working on if you're working on your goals and dreams. We have the Nine of Wands, so you're quietly working your way to build something into the future for yourself. There is fulfillment. There is a lot of magic happening for some of you. We have the Eight of Strength. So Leo, you're showing up in your own reading. So really carry forth this frequency, this belief in yourself. Be the one person that really has your own back. It's gorgeous energy. All right, let's have a look at Sagittarius, our other fire sign. Sagittarius, just when I go into shuffle for you, there's like a big breath of connecting and a big exhale out. So if there's any Saggies out there holding your breath, please take a big breath with me. I'm also being pointed to the stone of citrine. So there may be a few of you that are focused on abundance this month and on creating wealth. So I will just pick 3 cards for you. Another thing that I'm being shown is a mountain. Now, let me just look at what part of the mountain. Okay. So I'm sort of seeing towards the bottom of the mountain, but then Spirit keeps superimposing you inside of the mountain. So they're saying for one, I guess, variety of Sagittarius that will look at the mountain and go, gee, there's a lot to climb up. But then for some of you, it will be like, well, I am that mountain. So it's really to look at things from a couple of perspectives, to shift your fixation in some ways on the way that things have to unfold or happen. So I'll flip this card over. We've got Prince of Cups. We've got the Lovers again. So I did say at the start of this reading, before we picked everything, there's a lot of love coming in for a lot of my zodiac signs this month. So that's where we want to really clear up if there is, I guess, anything that needs to be finished. We've also got the card of the World coming up. Oh, and I just said finished. The World card for me is like a finalization or a finishing up. Just going to check something very quickly. Hold on one sec. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we've got the Prince of Cups coming in. So just as we talked about, like with the mountain having like the start of the mountain, but also being the internal. This is kind of like of two worlds. With some of my Sag, you might also be having some psychic or out of body or astral travel experiences this month. We can see here that the eagle is on top of the head. The beautiful snake is in the cup, uncoiling near the heart chakra. So you may also feel an expanded state of consciousness. We've got the lotus there over the heart chakra. We've got the lovers. We've got the Three of Cups, which is also connected sometimes to do with love or celebration. And we also have the World card, which is my closing off. So really interesting month for some of my Sagittarius. You may be completing some cycles and patterns, and you may have had your final lesson with some of these too, which is a good thing. So we'll go into Libra. Okay, let's have a look for my beautiful Libra. I'm seeing Venus energy for you guys. I know that we are moving into your sign in October. We have a lot of Libra energy about. So I'm actually being shown violets, which are connected to do with the flower of love. So let's also pick some cards for you guys for your confirmation clarification cards. We'll just get 3 of these. They're just telling me very specific. Oh my gosh, Libra. There's like a bit of a pickiness going on with some of you guys at the moment. You're being very particular in what you're asking for, what you're putting out for, and I don't see this as a bad thing. Hey, Ben. Yes, I'm Mel. Thank you. Hey, Deirdre. Yes, we still will get to Pisces. So let's flip this over for Libra. So Libra, with this pickiness, I feel that we've got the card of defeat. Now, sometimes this will represent stagnancy. It will represent that you feel that you've come, because I feel love for you guys as well. It will feel that you've come to the end of a relationship. Now, this could be a relationship with self, a relationship with others, or with work. But I feel that you know that you deserve better. There's a lot of like higher striving and perhaps feeling a little bit picky, but don't let anyone tell you that you can't be picky. It's not that you're being picky. You're looking out for your best and highest good. And you're used to running around and protecting and looking after everyone else. So that's okay. Let's flip the cards to see what we have. We've got 2 of Wands. So sometimes it might feel pulled in the 2 different directions. 8 of Wands. This is also sometimes my card that represents going round and round in a spiral, almost like a compass, running out of control or not knowing where to face for true north. So this is to go to that higher spiritual aspect, to really kind of make and carve out that clear path, to be picky, to not have to be pulled in everyone else's direction. And there's a lot of changing your thoughts on this. Once you change your thoughts on this, you'll actually become illuminated and you'll be able to see these patterns from the past. So I really feel that coming up for you guys for Libra this month, that breaking of past patterns is so strong. So it may feel like a heavy month, but it will shift you towards higher love in the end of it. Really important to put your own aspects of love and self-love first. So if you are experiencing any kind of, hardness when it comes to relationships, make a beautiful rose petal tea. What was the flower they showed us before? Spirit showed us violets. So this is connected to do with Venus. Also, Friday is the day of Venus. So you may want to make yourself a tea and do like a little ritual, perhaps on a Friday, drinking your Venus tea and start to really call in this higher love. So now we have Aquarius. So let's pick a card from my beautiful Aquariuses out there, and random, they want 2 cards for Aquarius. I did hear the word knowledge as well come through with this. A lot of you are going to be getting downloads or channelings around higher knowledge, and I feel that this will be for the rest of the year, but I'm just hearing Spirit say for some of you it will be in particular to do with your next 7 months. So whether you're going to get a projection of what life will be like in these next 7 months, let me feel into. So with Aquarius, I'm seeing it's like having visions of future and calling in visions of future as well. Did see an aspect of Venus come up. Let's flick this over. Okay. Wow. Oh, this is cool. So with these next, this next little period of Mercury retrograde for you guys, there may be a couple of tests. We've got strength, which is 9 of Wands. Something leading up to Mercury retrograde may have really caused you to look at your spiritual strength and they're giving me the word fortitude. Some of you may also be feeling quite what's the word? Like quite singular or in solidarity at the moment. What's that word they're giving me? Starting with S, I can hear spirit say, they're trying to reference solitude. That's the word they're saying. So some of you may be experiencing deep periods of solitude right now. Everything that you want is on the other side of fear. Do not let fear slow you down. What we have with this is the Princess of Wands. For me, she's trying to bring light. She's trying to illuminate, but she needs to deal with her own fears first. When she then overcomes her fears and taps into this higher form of Christ consciousness and confidence, she's able to bring so much more light into the world. She's able to really kickstart and bring this fire into the world. So let's look at our cards to go with this. We've got 3 of Swords. There may be a few of you experiencing a little bit of heartache, some of you possibly even a third-party situation for my beautiful Aquarius. Some of you out there, now this might only be for 1 or 2 people, may have been in a situation where you feel that someone was perhaps dishonest. Hey, Brad. Thank you. That's so sweet. Yeah, so some of you may have had an intuition or inkling that you perhaps were in a dishonest relationship or situation or situationship. I'm also hearing spirit say it might only be for 1 or 2 of you, but we are also seeing the High Priestess emerge and return. So come back into your power, especially Princess of Wands. This might be really like finding your strength, finding your commitment to yourself, to your passion, overcoming the fear. We do have a Knight of Wands. So, oh, hey, Mia. Thank you for joining us tonight. So Knight of Wands is what I call my Tony Robbins card. It is everything that you want is on the other side of fear. There's a phoenix re-emerging out of this, and this is sometimes a test. So be careful of going back to things from the past when Mercury retrograde emerges for you guys, Aquarius. Really look at, has this other party learnt the lessons if you are to revisit something from the old? So moving on to my beautiful Geminis. So I have Gemini rising, and I love the creativity of my beautiful Geminis. So let's see what we have for you, Gemini, tonight. Okay, interesting. I'm getting 2 signs come up together. So I just have to mention this, then they'll also pass on a card. I'm seeing that some Geminis may actually be having romantic relationships with Taurus at the moment. Oh, lovely. We have another Gemini. So let's see. Let's go for this card. And I've got my card face down on the desk. So let's feel into this and then we'll pick 3. So yeah, I'm really feeling Taurus energy coming up strong with a few of my Geminis tonight. So this could mean one of 2 things. It could mean that you have some Taurus around. Yeah, we just did Capricorn right at the start. So when you go back, you'll be able to watch it. I will also be putting timestamps, but that may not be in until tomorrow because it will be a bit later here for me. So what I'm seeing is that there's a few Taurus hanging out or got their eye on some Geminis at the moment. They're going to actually bring in grounding and stability into your life. So it's a really positive thing. It's also making sure, because Gemini, you are about communication. If you do have a Taurus, because they can have a singular mindset in regards to future and different things, is making sure that you feel heard. So I'm just going to flip this over. We have the card of happiness. And how beautiful is this? It's 9 of Cups. There's a lot of fulfillment and beautiful feeling and frequency with this. We can see it comes in from a higher frequency. This is about growth, abundance, and expansion for a lot of you guys. It's about going with the flow. So I feel that there's a couple of new opportunities around love for you guys. We have the Hermit, the 5 of Swords, and we also have the 4 of Pentacles. And this is the beautiful cover of the Star Card Tarot. Look how gorgeous this is with the owl. So for my beautiful Geminis, with the Hermit, there may have been like a lot of introspection. I feel that you guys have already been through some of this. Some of you may be coming into it now, but for a few select ones, it may even be that you've already passed this, that you're coming into something that's more grounded. So I feel that there has been sort of like a little bit of stagnancy or a little bit of like feeling stuck mentally and just like from a mind level for some of you, but it is coming into happier days. So that is for my Gemini. We will read for Pisces. So I'll just put these back in. So for my beautiful go with the flow Pisces, let's see what we have for you for this Mercury retrograde period. And I'm seeing fire on water for some of you. So this is like almost like a little bit of alchemy. It's like you're having to summon up something within you that perhaps you've not found before. There's a kind of an attitude of wonderment and an attitude of summoning up this inner magic that may have existed in the very depths of your soul. Yeah, this might be an interesting month for some of my Pisces out there. I'm excited for you guys to see what this is. And they've given us a 4th card for the clarification. So let's flip over. Yeah, you guys are birthing something different. There's something that you've been holding deep, deep within you. So we have the last card. Now, this talks about sometimes becoming pregnant or really like having that fertility energy. And it can mean that on a practical level for some of you. So being careful this month for Pisces and this Mercury retrograde period, especially if it's blast from the past romance coming up, really just to be careful. But what we see here is there's this ripeness that you guys have, this deeper sense of real kind of like fertility and something about to burst free from you. So really clearing the way, clearing the debris, not letting anyone, anything hold you back, really having like this inner sense of governing and moving forward. We have 8 of Cups, which is beautiful. So with this 8 of Cups, this is like spirit giving you recognition, like you've done the hard work within. You've really been working hard to clear a lot of emotions. We're seeing brighter days. We've got 2 of Pentacles, so it may feel like there's a couple of options at the moment. They're also showing us different level of thinking. So this Hangman for me, if I was to put it into a quote, it's that we can't solve a problem from the same level of thinking of which it's created. And I do feel for a lot of you, there has been major shifts in the mind. I'm just seeing spirit like click. There's a lot of you that are working hard to eliminate old thought processes. So if you're noticing emotions and different things coming up, really like just saying, okay, thank you for showing me, and I'm choosing this. So it's really being the governor of your mind. We have the Wheel of Fortune kicking in. There's about to be a new cycle, a new period of time for you guys. We've got this Taurus energy with this, which is Venus. You know, this is that earth energy coming in to really solidify and anchor a lot of spiritual aspects for you guys at the moment. You may even be getting a bit of your spiritual tribe come in for some of the Pisces. So really have a feel and have a think about what it is that you wish to surround yourself with. I just want to say hi to Chaley, Stacy, Deirdre. And Topa, you said, I quit my corporate job to go to nature. Makes sense. You go, you got this. That is so true. And how beautiful. I love nature. And hey, Jade. Nice to see you over here. So we are just picking in for Scorpio. Whoops, and we just had big bit of the deck come out for Scorpio. So with some of my Scorpios, you guys might be going through a completion on a lot of levels at the moment, is the feeling that I get, and the completion card also coming out of the deck. So this is my Four of Wands. Something may be coming to an end. Something may be exposing itself, or you may even literally just have your feelings change around something. So that's okay. You don't have to do things to make other people happy. Really feel into it, Scorpio. It's about extracting the meaning. It's about getting to that deeper part of who you are, deeper part of what it is that you desire. So really have a look into that as far as completion. We have Venus energy again come up. Oh, and Jared, we have a Scorpio moon, and someone else's Scorpio too. Let's flip the cards come up with this. Yeah, there's a bit of a journey, 8 of Cups and 2 of Pentacles. We just had 2 of those cards come up for, for Pisces. So Scorpio and Pisces, you guys have like a little bit of a similar theme coming on. I feel that you're at different stages in it. With Scorpio, I feel that you guys are a little bit at the start of the journey, where for my Pisces, you may already be a little bit underway with it. For those of you that have the Scorpio moon, really tap into your intuition around this. What is it that you need to clear? What is it that you need to finish that you've just been perhaps like a little bit afraid to finish off, whether it's to use those words and to be very tactful during Mercury retrograde period. So we have the energy of the Fool. So this for me is being on our journey, but we also tap in from a sense of wonderment. It's not always feeling like, oh, damn, I'm at the beginning of the journey. There can be beauty in the energy of the Fool, and they can walk out without fear. They can sort of step out into the world with this purity, this 8 of Cups energy as well. So there's a little bit of movement happening when you do tie off a completion. There is a little bit of juggling going on for some of you guys, or a little bit of choice perhaps happening at the moment. So let's have a look for my beautiful Cancer. I just saw the abundance card before we've got 2 cards jump out on my desk. So we've got these 2, and we will pick 3 clarification cards. And I'm also feeling for some of my Cancerians, there may be some clear auditory or signs from spirit this month. This is quite a good period for some of you to tap into the psychic realm of things. So really doing exercises and things to stimulate third eye, to open up the different psychic senses. I'm hearing for a few of you that you'll get more on an auditory level. So I'm not sure whether some of you have been asking for different signs. Let's feel into these cards. I just keep getting a lot of earth change stuff coming up with a few of my signs. There's a lot of earth energy being influential over a lot of you at the moment. So if you guys are feeling overcome with emotion, tap into, is it the Schumann frequency? Look up the app Schumann frequency and Schumann resonance and see, is this what's affecting my mood? Is this like what's influencing my energy at the moment? Get out into nature, rebalance, reground, get your feet on the earth, discharge any energy that is no longer needed. There may also be, for some of you, activation of Kundalini energy, which is why we're talking about an upgrade in psychic senses. And we have 2 cards coming up at the moment. So this is also probably why they're talking about tuning into the changes that are coming up with earth frequency, because we have a lot that's being, infiltrated or projected from an MSM, mainstream media, government type thing. We've got the Devil and the card of worry. So be very gentle, nurturing with yourself this month. Get out onto the earth. Check in, like, is there any craziness happening with the Schumann frequency? Meditate. I'm hearing it 3 times. Spirit's like, meditate, meditate, meditate. So let's have a look. We have the card of the Fool come back out. So look at this as an open-eyed journey. When this fear frequency comes up, or if it does, anything that's sort of, connected to do with a highly magnetic character, a government body, things like this, look into how can we have this sense of wonderment in the world. What is it that makes us marvel in nature? Really look at it from this way, because we have King of Wands energy and we also have Eight of Cups. Now we have Eight of Cups and the Fool card come up quite a few times. So there is some synchronicities going on between the signs at the moment. So yeah, having a look at the journey, really sort of using that higher power, that spiritual aptitude to pull yourself up out of this illusional third dimensional reality to really get into this higher spiritual frequency. And we have a little bit of heaven, a little bit of movement on the heart side of things for you guys, as well as like spiritual downloads. So it has been beautiful for you guys to join with all of us together tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I'm sending you out a lot of love, protection, and a lot of hope and energy to get through the next couple of weeks. And yeah, hope that you have a beautiful morning if you're on the other side of the realm. And yeah, have a good night if you're over here in Australia. Lots of love. Bye.